top with Unstop there, probably backing him up. But we'll see. Bounty Hunter opening up there with a hatchet and Quelling Blade. I don't really. It's going to come down to these Ravagers and the Epicenters. They can force these big 5v5s. I think they've got a good shot, but I really fear that Chaos Knight and Wisp are going to pick off a lot of people here. Okay, I think I see. Okay, Keep the Light is having some trouble. It's Wagamama. Disconnected from server timeout. What? What? Okay, I think we're having some Dota 2 issues here at the moment. Okay, problem solved. I'm back in. There we go. Alright, so, back in there. Let me crap myself there for a second, but it looks like Jakiro will be heading mid there, possibly. Okay, I don't think Mini would be staying there. Looks like they're just splitting up to go do a little bit of scouting out at the moment. Where's Keep the Light gone? Keep the Light's still sitting inside the base at the moment, as we see a special courier there. It looks like Unstop would take the solo mid, and what have we got up here? It's going to be Sand King, Chen, and Tidehunter. Okay, so it looks like they'll be... I did not really expect the Titan to be buddying up with the Sand King there. But they're going to be up against the solo Keeper Light, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue for them. So Sand King will be taking the majority of the farm there. Titan's probably just going to be pulling, possibly even double jungling with Chen in a second. We'll see what they decide to go with. Wisp backing up the Shadow Fiend there. I don't... Okay, no, it looks like Wisp is just going to stick with the Shadow Fiend. I really thought Wisp would be going with the Chaos Knight because they have a lot of synergy together. Of course, Tether and Reality Rift extremely powerful. But it looks like they'll be relying on Jakiro and Chaos Knight to get the job done. This may be just to try and just to lower the amount of mana that Chaos Knight needs to spam. This way, when they go for a gank, he'll really only need to use the Chaos Bolt. He'll be relying on Jakiro to open up with an Ice Path and follow up with a slow after. Rather than if he was with Wisp, Chaos Knight would have to use Reality Rift to get the Tether to do the work. And then throw in the Chaos Bolt afterwards, of course. A little worried for Wagamama here. He's definitely had to worry about getting too close to the action. The stuns, the slows, this could be somewhat problematic for him, especially if Chen tries to jump it. This is definitely a very dangerous lane for Wagamama. It looks like, though, he's mostly just going to focus on getting a little bit of CS here at the moment with Illuminate. He does want to make sure he gets that level 2 up fairly soon, though, because he won't be getting very far if he doesn't get the mana, or rather the skills to spam Chakra. In the mid here, though, Eclypsia are going to have to be quite careful. Unstop really needs to watch out for this. Very aggressive lane there. That Ice Path just going to harass with, of course, at level 1. 100, flat 100 damage is actually pretty nasty for a level 1 nuke. Let's want to flag it. Oh, he already knocks off the Clarity. Wagamama now sitting flat out of mana. He's very close to picking up that level 2, though once he gets Chakra, his problems will be pretty much solved. M, on the other hand, looks like he'll be going solo with that Bounty Hunter against the Shadow Fiend. Wisp going to focus on pulling to get his levels and get his cash here as well. And there's that Reality Rift. Is going to follow up there? The Cow Stun going to open up with that. There's the Ice Path. We're going to Dual Breath. No, we don't. The Telekinesis is not enough, though. And Chaos Knight will take the first blood there on Unstop. I think that about sets the tone for that mid lane. That dual lane is not going to be much fun at all. Titan is already out of mana up in the top lane. Sand King hasn't really started participating just yet in the action. It's just been down to Titan to harass and drive Keep the Light back, who still hasn't managed to quite hit level 2. If he can come up here and get this level 2, and there we go. Now he's got Chakra. He'll start spamming that on himself. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Chaos Knight's picked up his bottle. It's gone for a quick bottle there. He'll have that. Of course, thanks to the first blood, giving him plenty of extra money there. And an invisibility rune spotted up top. They'll grab that in a second. In fact, Jakiro might even snag that for himself, depending how he feels. No, Chaos Knight decided to pop his bottle. He will charge it up right now. Wisp now trying to drive off M. He's looking for him. Doesn't... Oh, there we go. He's managed to find him with the Guardian Orbs. Smacking him around just a little bit. Meanwhile, Wagamama's doing alright up in the top lane, but the Invis is popped in mid. And looks like Chaos Knight ready to try and set up another kill here on Unstop. He will need to be careful. Oh, he gets guns for it under the tower. Chaos Bolt gets a 3-second stun, followed up with the Ice Path. Not fair odds there for Rubik at all. A 3-second stun. Chaos Knight probably laughing himself stupid. Pull here from Fly, stock standard stuff, stack, pull, that sort of business. Just denying experience there from Wagamama. Wiz getting a level 2 there in his check, which is actually fairly necessary. Oh wow, okay. They actually managed to pick off. M gets too close, gets picked off by Pinoy. Wisp not even needing to help there, he just got too close, got slammed by the razors, I assume. Yes, the level 3 razors, nasty stuff indeed.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Well, up top, Sandstorm being used to try and farm these creep, not that effective. In fact, only getting 1 out of the lot. Full wave there, and he only lasts its 1. It's not that efficient, especially when you're getting pretty much a free farm there. Meanwhile, in the mid, you see Unstop. He's hanging back so far. He just can't get close to this creep wave, otherwise he will get slammed on pretty hard. And then we have his Ice Path once again. Here comes Reality Rift, dragging back, but he gets off. He gets off the lift there, but the 3-second stun again on Unstop. Unlucky as hell. A couple more auto attacks. There he goes. That's another kill for Chaos Knight. 3 kills for him right about now. He's just going to bottle up, eat his tango, and wait for Unstop to come back to the mid lane and get killed again. Meanwhile, Wagamama doing alright for himself. Level 3, comparatively. Bounty Hunter also a very similar level. You see him just chilling here in the trees at the moment. Just leeching experience. Meanwhile, Chen is farming. But at the same time, it's at the cost of 2 lanes. It's not going all that well for them. Chaos Knight finding himself a haste room now. Oh man, Unstop. Barely level 4 at the moment. Getting so far behind. In fact, he's being out-leveled by his suicide solos. Not a good look at all. Going to see another Illuminate come through here. Just going to grab 1 creep there. Bounty Hunter, though, actually picks up a kill. I'm surprised. Bounty Hunter actually managing to take out the Shadowfin. I'm not dead sure. Shadowfin must have been tanking a neutral camp. I can't really see any other reason for him to have managed to got that. Although he has gone for the high level in Shuriken Toss. In fact, he's actually gone for 3 levels of Shuriken Toss. Normally we see 2 levels in Shuriken Toss, and then they start maxing Janata. 3 levels in Shuriken Toss is fairly unusual because of the way the damage scales. We see top also, they do manage to get a pick off there, taking out poor old Wagamama. We see an Ice Path just driving off those Wildkins. No doubt, yeah, there we go. Artstyle was using them with the Tornadoes to try and harass. It's quickly shut down though, of course. 1 Ice Path completely neutralized that. There we go, the Burrow strike down. Wagamama is being harassed now by the neutral camp as well. The body block right now from Artstyle is fantastic, but there's no follow-up. He needs to be careful. He's going under the tower. A Gusher on a creep. Terrible misclick in the end. And Chen tries to finish off Wagamama as well. Doesn't quite succeed. Fortunately, Fly there, throwing his gush. It was only level 1, probably wouldn't have resulted in a kill there. We see the massive harassment there. Dubas is going to have to drop back. Artstyle also getting hammered on there. And the neutral crab actually coming out and nuking down Artstyle some more because it felt like being a jerk. Style managing to Sandstorm out of the way there. Looks like he's going to pretend that he's got a stun up and just scare Wagamama back. So I see a possible gank in the jungle again. Am is thinking about making something happen here. The regen rune gets popped up by Wisp. Wisp then immediately diving over the cliff there. Mini realised he was possibly being stalked, and a bit of stacking going on here. Wisp getting these neutral camps ready. You can only assume that Pinoy is going to go and nuke them down in a minute. Unless Wisp is actually planning to nuke them down. In fact, no, it looks like Wisp is planning to farm them himself. Alright then. Titan now is rotated to mid to help out Unstop, throwing down a ward there on the high ground. And again, they've got those Wildkins just harassing at range. It looks like Rishon is going to try and find them. There we go. He sees them now. He's going to throw down an Ice Path at them to stop one. Stops one. He gets picked up by telekinesis. So there's the Garsha cover. Throws out the dual breath. Doesn't hit anything though. And he will get finished off there. But here comes Wisp. Reality Rift stunning everybody there with the tether. Chen pops his ultimate. And looks like Rishon will need to back up here. Jakiro, unfortunately, getting a little bit too close to the Titan there and paying the price. And Eclypsia managed to equalise the scoreboard just somewhat, although that looks like it's going to fall once again. Telekinesis is no good there. Wisp will get the kill there. Mini picking up a kill there on Unstop. Now Jakiro teleporting back to mid. Fishbone is back. See Wagamama still working towards Generally speaking, we Keeper Alive generally goes straight for a mech if he can get it. So we see again the Illuminate Harass just slamming on some more. Meanwhile, the push on mid. Let's check the goal graph at the moment. 2k lead here to the Radiant side. Baybolt's going to harass, try and drive back the Radiant side. And around about a 1.5k experience lead for Pulse as well. It's starting to become brutally annoying with the Illuminate Harass here. Both teams warding that high ground. It looks like Gush going to go down on Mini here. Mini maybe in some danger there. He's got Tether up again. He could try and zip away, although there's the telekinesis. He's going to focus on the Chaos Knight. He's going to try and teleport there. Teleports him out in time. Successful move. I'm just trying to figure out where he went to. Looks like, oh, they went to the bottom rune, in fact. Picked up a rune on their way down there. They'll be back in a second, but they're sitting on top of an Epicent. Artstyle, though, he goes too early, decides just to go after Fishbone. And now here comes Chaos Knight and Wisp. They're going to go for a kill here. They'll pick off Chen. Illuminate comes through. Unstop in some serious trouble. Down goes Rubik. And can they pick off the Bounty Hunter to boot? He's got his invis up in a second, though. He can windwalk away. Artstyle's back in. They get knocked back by the blinding light there. And it looks like they managed to lose Bounty Hunter. The invis wouldn't have done him any good. They dropped the counter ward there, and they're going to try and bring in Artstyle. There's a stun, 4 seconds, Chaos Bolt, and a mega kill streak for Mini, an ultra kill for Mini. Wisp gets an ultra kill. They kill absolutely everybody except the Tidehunter. How often do you see that? Wisp going 5-0, gets an ultra kill at 9 minutes into the game. Unfortunately, Artstyle just completely mistimed that epicenter. If that would have been a brilliant epicenter, if he counted down a little bit better, unfortunately he was about 5 seconds too early. And unfortunately, the only person he managed to get with epicenter in the end was he blew his Burrow Strike. The other thing was he blew Burrow Strike as well. It all went on Jakiro. Epicenter and a Burrow Strike, plus multiple nukes from other heroes, all being spent on poor old Jakiro. And that just bought time for Wisp and Chaos Knight to come straight back in and slam them. See Chaos Knight there, he's got all of the items he needs for his Drums of Endurance. He's picked it up. Probably going to see an early BKB out of him.
Dire's middle tower.
Now we see Rishon pushing mid with Mini as well. Already popping his Overload, but looks at things. Just going, you know what, let me get a level in that. And they're going to teleport now. Looks like they're headed top. They're going to try and pick up a kill here. They're jumping all over Tidehunter. Bounty Hunter's here. He'll get a kill there in the end there. Keeper Light goes down. However, they pick off 2 heroes in return. Macro Pyre even being burned. The Bounty Hunter and Tidehunter will take a fall. Meanwhile, in the mid, looks like they've got the net down. The counter attack here. They didn't bring Chaos Knight back with him. Said, alright, Wisp just going back by himself. They get a bit of a revenge kill, but it's not a huge victory at all. Wisp has returned to the mid lane. In fact, buys back. Burrow Strike. Artstyle manages to miss there. A port coming in here. Comes Jakiro. He's going to come to mid to defend. Looks like Duvas has managed to lose his creep there. Losing his Troll Warlord. But the main thing is they lost their mid tower. It's a big chunk of gold gone. The top tower's down, the mid tower's down, the bottom tower's down. They're down at T2s. They haven't taken any towers in return. The falling behind in kills is not looking too good here. As you see the nukes getting spent on the mid lane there. Wisp now and Chaos Knight. They're on the hunt once again. They don't manage to find any targets though. You see Chen there, he's got his creeps in the high ground. Have a Wisp is scouting them out. They send the Ice Path through, catches Artstyle, Titan as well, dual breath. Ravage gets popped, Macro Pyre in though. M sitting the Macro Pyre. That is not looking good for him. The Hand of God gets popped by Chen. We've already lost Artstyle, but have a Shadow Fiend went down with them. And now Rishon in some trouble. Ice Path once again. There's the Illuminate. They will take out the Rubik. And it looks like they're going to gun for another kill. Reality Rift gets cancelled. And they're going to try, drags him back up in the high ground there. They will jump on top of Fly and they'll clean him up. The Wisp getting another kill. And Bounty Hunter now trying to get a revenge kill. They will manage to clean up Wisp in the end, but it is just sort of a small consolation. In fact, Bounty Hunter having to buy back there, I think, in the middle of that fight, possibly. Bounty Hunter, no, it doesn't look like he bought back. In fact, he just managed to survive that fight. Somehow walking out of that Macro Pyre mostly unharmed, as it looks like they're going to try and take him out there. They will clean up the Chaos Knight. They get a revenge kill there on Chaos Knight and Wisp, but in the end, it was still a fairly crippling fight. That's exactly what I mean. They're just not getting a lot of track kills down. Not just track kills, but they need to get track kills down when a lot of heroes are nearby to benefit. Bounty Hunter, he got a track kill earlier there on the Wisp, but it was just himself who would have managed to pick up that money, as it looks like, they're going to get the Burrow Strike in. Great blind Burrow Strike in there on Fishbone from Artstyle, though. Here comes the Wisp again. He's going to try and climb Artstyle. Great Ice Path. before he went down. The Illuminate, however, managed to miss. Good tether, though, on the other hand. Burrow Strike is up again. Burrow striking out. They're going to try and take out Wagamama's walk straight back into the four here as Wagamama gets dropped there. And Eclypsia now starting to find their feet. The Wolves try and take this mid tower as well as it looks like. Pulse is starting to falter just a little bit there. Mech has been finished up there by Eclypsia, so they've got the double heal now. They're a lot more resilient. Keeper of the Light hasn't finished his on the other hand. Pinoy caught out of position. 5v1, that's not looking good. Will get cleaned up here. Chaos Knight though, trying to try and bring down Titan. Titan on the run, gets knocked back by the Blinding Light. Gets cleaned up Epicenter, but gets hit by the Illuminate there. Epicenter not doing enough damage, just going to sit there. Burrow Strike out. Can he get away here? A buyback from Shadowfiend. Artstyle on the run. Can he slip away? He's going to get scouted out though. Uses the Sandstorm there to try and escape. Gonna Burrow Strike through again. None get taken out though. Shadowfiend gets the kill. Arrays landing on target. And in the end, Eclypsia finding the feet only to get smacked down again by a couple of buybacks from Pulse. Wisp now. Chaos Knight actually going, you know, I don't want a BKB. He's actually going straight for an armlet. That is indeed very aggressive. And I would prefer to see a BKB, but then again, BKB can get a bit later in the game, and it will always be effective at shutting down the Epicenter as well as the Ravage. Of course, he might just run it. He'll buy it later once they're really fighting in big team battles. Right now, he can afford just to get that extra health. Reality looks like Phantasm. It's not up yet for Chaos Knight. Needs another 10 seconds. Artstyle moving in. Artstyle still nowhere near that Blink Dagger. Reality Rift. Telekinesis there. Reality Rift didn't land. Telekinesis underneath the tower. A Burrow Strike in from Sanky. Ice Path doesn't really hit anything there. As it looks, the Ravage gets popped. The Macro Pyre in as well. Doesn't really hit a whole lot. Artstyle still trying to get stuck in there. As it looks like we are going to lose. Wisp. No, Mini barely gets away a Gush there on Chaos Knight. Chaos Knight gets cleaned up. Artstyle, he's still all over them. They're going to get Pinoy here as well. Pinoy gets taken out, doesn't quite take out his opponents. A Hand of God gets popped. Ice Path once again from Shikiro. The Radiant side trying to disengage here, but they lost both of their primary farmers, and in the end, they traded for a Rubik, traded for a Bounty Hunter. Two heroes that aren't really as farm dependent as Chaos Knight and the Shadowfiend. So in the end, I would classify that as a win there for Eclypsia, especially since they picked up some track kills. And they had a lot of heroes nearby as well to benefit from it. See, a 7.5k lead though for the Radiant side. They're still holding they're still gradually building this. But you see, as long as Eclypsia can keep winning a few fights like that, keep dragging them back, keep forcing these messy fights with the well, right now they do need to get back ahead, so they don't want to trade for too many kills, but they do want to get ahead. But once they get to even Stevens, they can start trading for kills. On the other hand, they are a fair way behind. Actually, no, I'm going to take that back. They do actually really need to get ahead, and I don't think they've got time to afford trading kills. They could have, had they started off with a good start, but right now they're really starting to fall behind. Wisp and Chaos Knight porting out. Where do they go? Oh, back to the fountain. They went up to top to try and set up the gank. But as it is right now, if they stall this game for too long, the late game on Eclypsia's side is not there. They have one semi-decent late game hero, and I say semi-decent because he's not that good late game, and it's Bounty Hunter, and he hasn't received that much farm. Oh, Mana Leak there to try and shut down Bounty Hunter, followed up by an Ice Path. They will spot him up there with a counter ward. Keeper of the Light popping his ult, but Bounty Hunter should be able to escape here. He's got Shakira tracked up too. Blinding Light being used. Oh, they throw in another counter ward. Does he know it's up there? It looks like they're just going to gun here for want to fly. They get flies while Illuminate goes through just serious damage there to Chen. Chen going to need to back up just a bit. The Reality Rift once again to drag Chen back. Chaos Bolt as well from Rubik to shut down the Chaos Knight. However, they take out an auto attack there from Shadowfiend. Pinoy cleans up Chen. And now it looks like mid tower is about to drop as well. Illuminate being sent in for good measure. And will they pick up Artstyle? Artstyle, though, a very slippery character, playing this Sand King. It looks like he will be able to escape here, unless he walks into all of them. M also checking things out. I think they're out of counter wards now. Actually, no, Wisp has one more. Another track being thrown out preemptively to see what the Radiant side is up to. Now Fly, looks like he's going to be moving back down to the middle, back down to the second tier tower. They are going to be mustering the defense here. Eclypsia getting ready to defend this tier 2 tower. They may not be able to manage that. Artstyle still without that Blink Dagger will definitely be reliant on this Ravage to set up the fight. They may even just sacrifice this tower, but we'll see. And there we go. They're getting ready to set up a Chaos Knight fight here in a second. Tether gets broken though. Wisp doesn't have Tether for a few seconds. They spot Artstyle though. Those Guardian Wisp spotting him out there. He will actually Burrow Strike at just the right moment. Burrow strikes down the cliff, cancelling the Reality Rift. He would have been in so much trouble if he'd managed to catch him, snag him in time. A smoke up though from the Dire side. Another track there being thrown into Jakiro, just setting up targets here. Meanwhile, top lane, Chaos Knight just going to farm and push that by himself. We do have an ult. Nope, no ult from Keeper of the Light. It has been expended, and he will actually summon Jakiro to himself there. Meanwhile, Pinoy will be heading top along with Mini to back up the Chaos Knight. How many heroes will Eclypsia send up there to counter them? It looks like actually Pulse are just going to back off. They know they don't want to overextend up there. They don't really have any vision. Just checking for stacks here. Shadowfiend, no stacks for him in the jungle at the moment. And Wisp actually was the one who went straight for the mech. And of course Wisp with his tether benefits extremely from... there's a teleport there. Is it going to go for the Burrow Strike though? Arstyle escaping there. Reality Rift again, a little bit too slow to shop. They might just get in range though because of speed from the tether. There's the Reality Rift. Arstyle now getting caught out. There's the Ravage though to counterattack. Burrow Strike is up as well. Burrow Strikes through, however, they teleport away. In the end, it looks like Wisp and Chaos Knight will just return to pushing the top lane here. Going to back up Pinoy. Pinoy, though, has finished up his BKB and is now working towards a man style. Pretty stock standard stuff. On the other hand, Keeper of the Light just went to bulk up. Wow, he just bought himself a Bracer, Vitality Booster, Magic Resistance as well in the form of a Cloak. Might actually go for the full Hood of Defiance in a second as well. And there's that Phantasm being used, and you look at the damage there on those illusions. It's quite scary indeed. And there we go, Chenluski's crit there to illuminate. A Reality Rift there, they're going to drag back Arstyle. Arstyle on a trouble. Burrow strikes through though. He's getting stunned once again by the tether, cleaned up by the mass nukes. Illuminate goes through, does serious damage, and now goes unstopped. He gets picked up there in the middle of that. Arstyle buys back. The tower though taking serious damage. Ice Path, Macropie throw. Macropie doesn't hit anything though. Arstyle in the middle of a fight. 5v1. That's not working out for him. His allies were slowed down by the Ice Path. Couldn't get any backup in time. And the tower will get dropped here. GG is called. Eclypsia game 1 done in 19 minutes. And we'll be moving into... Alright, I think it just comes down to the fact that, honestly, Pulse, the lineup was a lot scarier, and I'm going to say Eclypsia had some misplays. I mean, they ended up losing 2 lanes, essentially, even with M fighting back on the bottom lane with an early Shadowfiend kill. It was a decent kill, but at the same time, overall, that lane did not go too well. Top lane was definitely went well for Eclypsia. They won that one fairly easy, but at the same time, mid lane went atrocious, so the dual lane mid was far too much for them to handle, and we'll probably be seeing a lot of this Jakiro Chaos Knight mid business. It is definitely very, very efficient. I am definitely surprised, and they're actually giving Mini a lot of farm in the jungle. You saw him actually pulling and stacking this camp here. It was actually really effective. You see Mini. Often you'll see Wisp players pure hard support. He'll be buying most of the wards. He'll be doing all the support. You don't generally see him pick up the arcane, get like the early arcane boots, get the early mech for his team, a bottle even as well. In fact, maybe that's Chaos Knight's bottle. Actually, I think Chaos Knight gave him that bottle afterwards, but still, they gave Mini a fair amount of farm, comparatively, compared to a lot of Wisp players that we see. But guys, that was just game number 1. We will be moving to game number 2 in a few moments. Keep in mind there will be a 5-minute break between games, so go take a break if you want to, mute the sound, whatever. Go ahead, we'll be back in a moment though, and of course stay tuned, game number 2 coming up. And of course, check out the PremierLeague.eu, we do have some competitions running, so if you want a chance to win some Steel Series merchandise, make sure you check out the PremierLeague.eu. But until the next game guys, I'll see you then.